on DLC, don't really like right? They ride from the GTA online. They ride from the GTA. That's what people continuously pay and play. But like the core GTA game, it's not like there's GTA 5 DLC 1, GTA 5 DLC 2. Like they don't really make DLCs, right?
Right.
That's probably why it's taking so long. Is it just gonna be one giant chunk of a game?
Probably gonna be 99% online.
Let's see.
All right,
I don't know.
Wherever you guys are.
Yeah, I'm good whenever.
All right, muting everybody.
God, I missed that song.
Reminds me of Tuesday.
Right, absolutely. Thank you guys so much
Hello.
for coming back. Yes, we are
Hello.
back after a year sabbatical. The First Round Showdown podcast with Freedom Gamer 38, Shadowloos, and Slow Mo Gaming. Welcome in, everybody.
It was a sabbatical, and we're more tired than ever now. So I don't know. I don't know how that works
So
out.
tired.
Yeah, but
Here we are.
made it. We made it back.
Yes.
This is not the first round, nor is it a showdown. And we're
didn't-
not
There will no
showing-
longer be
And
a
we
first
didn't
round
beat
or a
anything this
showdown.
week.
That's what we should have been. We should have been the artist formerly known as First Round Showdown. That's
Right.
what the podcast should be named. Yeah, we'll
We could
figure
do
that
that.
out.
I can make it happen.
We could. Anything's possible with AI now. We can just tell
Right.
AI to make it happen, and that's what That's what we should do. Ideally, to make sure that this never goes away, we can just upload all of our voices and imagery to AI and just say, "Hey, every Tuesday, new podcast from these three guys." And
Right.
it'll make it for us.
Because AI is making everything nowadays.
It is making everything.
Yeah.
Which I have a topic I could segue, but do you want to continue with it? Is there more introductions that you've got, Slow-Mo? Is there
No.
other things that we need to keep talking about?
Nope.
Or
Talk
should
about lives.
should I just go into it? Well, I guess
Yeah.
let's, before I even get into the hot topics, I think there's catching up to do on our part, and that what have we been playing for the last year? Because I don't know that any of us have necessarily been talking about
Man,
what we've
yeah,
been
it's
playing
just,
for the last year.
Well, I mean, literally just been kind of jumping up in between a bunch of different stuff, doing the little streaming thing, just kind of hanging out as well. I picked up some games for the collection, the PlayStation 2 collection, a couple of the other ones as well. Other than that, just been hanging out with you guys, hanging out with people on the streams, work. I changed jobs, and just trying to get my schedule squared away.
Yeah, that's the way to do it. What about you, Slow-Mo? What have you been playing over the last year?
Lots of
Other
RuneScape.
than Donkey Kong.
Lots of
RuneScape.
RuneScape.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, yeah, Donkey Kong. I did play Donkey Kong. I've been playing the new Shinobi Art of Vengeance.
I still need to get that. It looks
Did
beautiful.
did that come out? Is that one of the Sega revitalizing their lineup games?
Yeah.
Or
Mhm.
oh, I didn't know that came out. I didn't know
Okay.
any of those were coming out.
I didn't know that's the
Tark-
one that they were going to be
Tarknos.
doing.
Icarus. I've been playing a lot of Icarus.
Nice.
Okay.
Tark, what's going on there, dude? Appreciate you stopping in.
were either of you guys big Hades players, or did you like Hades?
I never played it.
80s. Why does that sound familiar?
Yeah,
Oh, was that like a what was that? That does sound familiar.
it's like a rogue kind of fast-paced dungeon crawling game. I'm trying to think of how else to describe it because my cousin absolutely loved it, and Hades 2 just came out, but he always kind of described it because he said like it is a game that you will constantly do new game plus on because he said like the entirety of the game is like 2 hours,
Okay.
but it's like so
Really?
addicting that it's like yeah you kind of go through and you beat it or you go through and you die and you kind of like start back and you just like keep progressing,
So it's
playing
just
that
a
way.
roguelike.
Yeah, it's a rogue. That's what I was saying. It's a roguelike,
Now is
kind
that
of
like
dungeon
over the
crawler game.
shoulder, or is that like a 2D platformer? What is it? How is it?
It's very like Diablo-y, so it's
Okay.
that kind of
Like an
it's not
asymmetric or whatever?
isometric.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
asymmetric. Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, I know the second one came out. My cousin was going nuts for it. I was curious if anybody else has played it because I have not.
No, I think
Um,
I've seen something about it. I think it was actually free for download on the Game Pass at one point, but I don't think I ever did.
Yeah.
I hate roguelikes.
Do you? Okay.
Yeah, I'm not a fan.
But you like brutally like annoying games like Blasphemous and Castlevania and stuff, don't you?
Yeah, those are fun, though.
Blasphemous. That is something that I literally just got done started to playing on stream again like 2 weeks ago. I never
Really?
did. I never did the second one, but I did play the hell out and beat the first.
The second one's pretty good.
Oh yeah.
You get to choose
it?
your weapon and stuff.
Yeah, you can switch between like 2 or 3 different
Oh.
weapons, right?
There's 3 you get to choose at the beginning which one you want. I don't
That's
know if you
right.
can switch. I don't remember.
Okay.
Because that's what I was gonna say. I just picked up. It was God. It's so stupid. But during Christmas time, the Christmas sales on Xbox, the Blasphemous bundle that came with Blasphemous 1 and 2 is actually cheaper than just Blasphemous 2 on its own.
Right.
So I technically rebought
Oh, yeah,
Blasphemous
yeah,
1
yeah.
with Blasphemous 2 because it was only like $6. So I have the second one, and I've yet to play it, but that's definitely like one of the ones that's on my list.
Yeah.
I'm trying to
It's
think. 'Cause
beautiful. The gameplay is great. The soundtrack's great. It's definitely got some spots where, backtracking and all that. So it definitely squeezes in as much time as possible with that.
Okay, yeah, because I had a lot of playtime in a Blasphemous 1, but I've not looked into anything in 2, haven't played a second of it, so I have no idea what the gameplay's like. But
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a huge backlog on my Switch 2 already that I need to play through.
so this last year, before I even get into the Switch 2, this last year I think I was trying to knock out a lot of like big games and just get them done because that's the problem. It's like I don't mind having a backlog, but when every game nowadays is like 80 plus hours,
Oh yeah.
I just
Yeah.
I'm like I cannot jump around. Like if I want to knock these things off, I need to knock them off. So like Death Stranding 2 was one of the ones that I beat this last year. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, I continually inch closer to finishing that game. It's just I always get distracted by something else. I've been playing a lot of GBA. I spent last year, probably out of anything that I picked up, was probably more GBA titles than anything.
Not
But-
to cut you guys off, I'm so sorry. Now that you just said the GBA, I literally was scrolling through TikTok the other day and saw somebody playing Ninja 5.0.
No way.
Someone was playing at Ninja 5.0. He was about halfway through, and I jumped in immediately. I'm like, dude, this is amazing. Me and my boys were playing this a little over a year ago. I never thought I would see anybody ever play this. Dude was playing Ninja 5.0. I could not believe it.
I'd
It's-
never seen anybody play it.
Hmm.
What was the one that you guys played on stream? This was a first round showdown. Okay, it's like trivia time now because I don't know the title. So you're just gonna have to guess based off of the way I describe it to you. It is totally a Genesis title, and the cover is kind of like he almost looks like a zombie vampire guy with kind of like a big black.
Chacon the Forever Man.
Oh,
Is that it?
dude,
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
You
Dude,
that's totally it.
We hated that game.
Yes, but
It's also
Yeah.
been labeled the hardest game on the Sega Genesis.
Yeah.
So what I was laughing about is recently the algorithm on YouTube has been doing its thing, and so it's been It's been promoting like people who have footage of game stores like in the 90s.
Right.
Like it's people that take their home camera and they'll film like B footage of just standing around a game store. But one of the things that they're doing was spinning one of the game carousels for the Sega Genesis. You just got to put it. Yeah, I was gonna say put it right in front of your face and it'll just show it all. There you
There
go.
it is.
There you
Yeah.
go. And on the carousel was that game, and all I could think about is like, I wonder what kid is gonna pick that up, and his parents are gonna buy it for him, and then he's just gonna hate his life.
Oh,
Oh,
dude,
you know that
it's-
happened a lot.
Yeah, it had to happen a lot.
So when we played that, I think it all came down to the controls and like how pinpoint accurate your movements had to be because it had a feel. I think we were talking about it. It kind of had a feel like the first X-Men game was. The first X-Men game was great, but it was just the movements, the platforming, the camera was at some points were really close to your characters. You couldn't see anything that was coming at you, and it was almost like, oh, we're just gonna piss people off that buy this game,
Yeah.
literally.
You kind of
Yeah,
wonder what goes through the developers' heads when they're making that.
Mhm.
Like they can't they can't all be like, yeah, kids are gonna hate that. You know, like,
Right.
there has to be some reason why it got that crazy.
Yeah.
And another thing is like you lose all your progress when you die.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
And
yeah.
it's a
one of those
long
things.
game.
Yeah.
It's a long game.
Yeah, that would do it for me. Nowadays that kind of stuff is like, yeah, I'm not gonna play that.
It,
It's
it would literally
I'm
just be
good.
playing it over and over again until you like mastered everything.
Yeah.
Yes. And then it's just like, okay, I accomplished nothing. Let me let me continue hating myself after that, you know?
Right.
I don't know. But yeah, I was thinking through that and I saw that came to mind. And then like on GBA, you know, it's funny, I've really started getting into like RPGs and stuff. Like I never truly played like a Fire Emblem game.
Mm-hmm.
And I picked one up. It's the Sacred Stones. It's Fire Emblem Sacred Stones for the GBA. I fell in love with that game.
Yeah.
That I could not put that down. And what's so funny about it, I'm like have so little like connection to that series that I had no idea that when one of your characters dies on the map, if you continue through like they're dead. They're like
Yeah.
perma dead.
Yeah.
Like it's not like oh okay, well you went into battle with 10 guys.
I think that was one of
It-
the earliest games that actually did that with a lot of your characters.
oh, and
Oh
it's,
my God.
it's brutal.
Yeah.
It's
I hate that.
brutal.
I hate
So-
when they kill off your characters.
I
Mhm.
think the worst part is too is like I'm at this has to be like the final fight. Like it has to be the final like boss fight of this game.
You put some hours
And-
into it.
I did. And what's funny is like it doesn't even seem like it's that long of a game, but it's one of those things you want to go back and play twice because about a quarter of the way through, they're like, "Okay, what character do you want to follow?" And one of them goes to a whole other continent than the one you're on, so you can go back and play it again. But anyway, this final fight, it's just, you're in this huge castle, so you've got your 8 guys against
Yeah.
like 50 of theirs, and in like the throne room, there's like the dude on the throne, and then there's a couple mages. And what you don't know is that you spend like an hour and a half going through the like fighting everything off this castle, only to open the door into the throne room, and like immediately one of the mages casts, I don't even know what it's called, but it's like a thing that confuses one of your guys to where you can't control him anymore. So
Oh,
he basically takes
one of your
control
characters away
It takes-
immediately.
and he starts because he's a super powerful guy, he just fucking starts clobbering your own guys. So you have no control over one of your guys, and then he's permadeathing your own people.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh my god, it is a nightmare scenario. And it's like if he goes for a healer first or something, you're
Oh,
screwed
that's it,
because you
game
can't
over.
pull that person out of it.
Yeah.
So it's God, I love that game, but holy hell, some of those fights are like an investment. Like you
Yeah.
gotta spend time.
There's a
Do it.
spell like that in Baldur's Gate 3 too. I think it's like
Oh,
Crown
yeah.
of Madness or something.
Yeah.
And
That's
you
one I gotta finish
cast it-
too.
You cast it on an enemy, and the enemy fights anything that's close to it.
Yeah, they just kind of like rage or whatever.
Oh,
they
yeah.
they
Yeah.
just
Sends
fight
them into
whatever.
like a berserk mode. Yeah.
Yeah, that's another one I gotta finish. My friends and I, the problem is getting all of us to sit down and play a game at the same time. It's like nearly impossible. But we made it to chapter 3. Like we defeated the boss, and it's like,
Yeah.
hey, welcome to chapter 3. And we're like, we should all take a break. A year later, here I am, still at chapter 3. Haven't even scratched that. So
Right.
I that is one that I'm like itching for. I might just have to go back and play that game myself and like kind of run through it because
We could play it every Tuesday on the First Round Showdown podcast.
every
Right.
Tuesday. That's gotta be like the cool down. You got to do the podcast first, and then it's like the Baldur's Gate 3. If you want
Right.
to hang out after,
I mean, at this point, we could just play the game while we talk.
Yeah. Yeah.
you could do
Have
that.
have like a fourth window, or
I did.
have us on the left and show the gameplay on the right.
That's right. We could do that. I did pick up I picked up Bok Tai as well. Do you know Bok Tai? Come on, Cam Froke. There we go. It's
yeah, I'm not sure.
very
about
expensive GBA series. There's 2 of them. I have boxes and manuals and everything for both. This is the only game that I own, and I had to buy this separately. They're pretty damn expensive, but what's crazy about it, and I didn't know this. I bought this going into winter in the Midwest like an idiot.
that. Yeah.
But the game is called Boktai, The Sun in Your Hand. And basically, the way that this game works is you are a vampire hunter, and the way that your gun gets ammo is by charging your Game Boy in the sun, because there is a sensor on the back of the cartridge, which I don't know if I could focus on.
Oh,
There's
wow.
that little sensor. This looks at the sun. It's a little femtocell that
That's
looks at, and it goes,
insane.
oh, it's sunny. Give you ammo. So I bought it in the darkest time of the year where there's no sun during the day, and I can barely play it. But yeah, I don't know. Lots of GBA stuff. I got Metal Slug for the GBA, Mega Man and Bass, which I was having a lot of fun with. That's actually pretty tough. Picked up Harvest Moon for the Game Boy Color. Yeah, I've been jumping around. It's been like it's basically been GBA and like PS5, Xbox. I haven't had a lot of in between stuff, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
So
There was a lot of, there's a lot of stuff that came out this year. Always still building on the collection and all that. Just like you said, when so many games comes out, and unless it's something that's supposed to be smaller, even then, some of the side-scrolling platformers that they come out with is you're still going to be putting an exuberant amount of hours into it. Like they just got done releasing that Terminator 2 side scroller that I've seen so many people play within the last like 2 weeks or a week and a half since it's come out, and it looks amazing.
it's a Tomb. Did you say Tomb Raider?
Oh no, I'm sorry. Terminator 2.
Oh, okay.
Terminator 2. It's like yeah, and it's a side-scrolling platformer. That the music sounds great. From what I've seen, so many different people are actually streaming it. It literally goes from scene to scene from the entire movie, and it looks really good. I just haven't had a chance to pick it up yet. So many different things that we've been playing and stuff. So
Yeah, I didn't see that came out either, but that looks like a really fun game.
it looks amazing. It looks like it's very fresh, very clean. The controls look really great.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So my wife's in there too. She also reminded me that we played through all of Pixel Junk Monsters 1 and 2. we've been struggling for like good co-op tower defense games. Oh, and
Yeah.
Defense Grid 2. We've gone through Pixel Junk Monsters 2, Defense Grid 2. I'm trying. Oh, and Kingdom Rush, which is not co-op,
Yeah.
but I got her hooked on Kingdom Rush too. So we've been playing through the Kingdom Rush games. But
So there was a 2-month sabbatical that I took just away from everything. And during that, I had downloaded Stardew Valley, or we got Stardew Valley for my girl, and we were playing the heck out of that for like 2 months straight, 3 months straight, and it was just like so much to do. Great couch co-op, and it's just one of those things where you can just kind of turn everything off and just kind of kick back and relax and do whatever you want to do in the game. So that was a pretty great game that we got into for a while.
we play that about every night right now.
There you go. Look. So you guys, you and your wife are, yeah, definitely, man.
Well, and the nice thing is too, is it's like you can basically start a co-op game on one account. Like
Yeah.
nobody else has to be signed in.
Right.
And it'll maintain any other characters that you create. So
hmm
at times I can just boot it up and then it's like my wife can play and then if my son is still awake, then my son can also just jump in
Oh
and
yeah.
use his character. So it's
Yeah.
like you can do 2-player, 3-player, and it doesn't take a lot of commitment to do that. It's so easy to jump in and jump out. So yeah, Stardew's been a lot of fun, and I feel like we're really getting to the end game on that. We've done so much. I think there's like not much left to do.
Yeah.
We kind of turned it into a machine, which is sad. It's like we eliminated all of the exciting, like interesting imagination in our lives. It's
So
like
basically,
how do
you're
we
going to sleep. So basically, now you're going to sleep by like 5 p.m. instead of
that
rushing to stay awake until 2 a.m. Right?
well, it's like how efficiently can we make purple cheese? You know,
Yeah.
how efficiently can we make the highest quality of wine? Like,
Yeah.
why are we doing this?
After
I
a
don't
while,
know,
it's like
but
we have millions of dollars. What do we do now?
yes, yeah, it's like we're good. We don't need to spend more. So that's been a lot of fun playing through that, and I always look forward to Stardew. But
Do we have anybody in chat for I have my thing full screen right here, but I didn't see anything pop up.
Yeah, we got several
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
Tark's here.
Does
Hopi
it
is
only have
here,
your?
Grip is here.
I had to check that too. Freedom are you on the private chat? Because there's also a comments
Oh, you
tab.
know what? You know what?
And the
that might
comments
be?
tab is everything else. So
Maybe it's
yeah.
the comments tab. Maybe.
Split
I see
Fiction
on-
is another one I
that's
gotta
what
pick
it
up.
is.
Tark.
I was in the wrong
Yeah.
one.
Split Fiction is another one that I gotta pick up because that's by the same people who made It Takes Two, right?
Yeah.
It was like
Yeah.
another sequel to that. We haven't played It Takes Two, which I own, and nor have we played Split Fiction, so
Right.
I should do that. I've seen that it causes like couples strife though, and I don't want to I don't need that in my life. Like I just need to play chill stuff is what I need. So so that's what we've been playing. I was gonna say what games are you guys looking forward to in 2026? Because there's a good
Dude.
chunk of stuff coming out.
State of Decay 3.
Oh, dude,
That's
I'm
coming out this
hoping.
year?
No, I
Hopefully.
don't know. I'm hoping. I went through a small list before we got together today, and I mean, I've seen a couple of different things, but it's nothing that's really jumping out at me. You know?
I know. I'm waiting for that. Well, it's been interesting because there's stuff that I'm like, okay, what's gonna evolve this year? So like Starfield, for example, man, I'm not even one person to just like sit there and trash on a game, but it's like that game fell so freaking flat out the gate. I really tried. Like I love Bethesda titles. I really tried on that, and I was just like, this is not worth it. But they have said that there's like a massive update coming out soon that's supposedly like gonna change the game up on that game. So I'm curious to see like what happens with that this year. Microsoft, I don't even know if that was that must have been 2024 when Microsoft announced like 8 trillion titles.
Yeah.
Like Fable, like where's Fable at? I want to see what they're doing with Fable at this point. State of Decay 3 would be awesome. I'd be really excited about that.
Yeah.
Me and Slow Mo already talked it. Once that game comes out, we're probably gonna binge that for a while.
Yeah, I would totally play State of Decay 3. I fell in love with 2. And when I finally got my cousin to like download it and play it with me, I was like, yeah, dude, let's go. And then I kid you not, like 20 minutes in, it's like, here's the credits. I'm like, what? It's like, God dang it. I didn't know I was like at the end. And then my cousin's like, yeah, I'm just going to uninstall this now. Like, I don't need to get into this. So I would love to play 3.
State of Decay 2 also was like one of my biggest character death issues. Like,
Oh,
'cause
really?
you get a
I think
character.
me and Slow Mo talked about this before.
We did, because I had this character that I was grinding with, and I
It's
went
that
on a
permadeath we were
little
talking
run.
about, dude.
I went on a little run and
man.
got attacked by junkies, and character died, and I was very sad by it.
See, that's the thing. I'm like the worst when it comes to games
Especially
like
if that
that.
character has all their stats maxed out. It's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
oh my gosh.
I'm so bad when it comes to games like that because I'm just like, nah, you stay behind. And I'll go do everything by myself, no matter how difficult. I'll hate my life, but I'm like, I don't want anybody to die, so I leave everybody at the nice, comforting bases and try to do it all myself. But
Yeah.
Griff, I did not know that Fable made an appearance at the Video Game Awards, so I need to totally look that
I'll have
up.
to check that out. I didn't know.
He said,
I didn't-
and by appearance, I mean it was at least mentioned.
Oh, I see. I did not watch the Video Game Awards this year at all, so I wouldn't know.
I didn't watch very much of it.
I just, it was one of those things that I'm like, okay, Claire Obscura is going to be a clear winner on that. I'm like, I don't need to watch it win everything and move on with my life.
It was banned from the Indie Video Game Awards though.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, for using
so
generative AI and its trailers and all that stuff.
Wow.
I could talk about that for like probably hours on every aspect of it.
I don't know if it's because they used it or they said they didn't use it and they used it.
And they did use it, or they
I think
lied
they
about
lied
it or
about
whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's so funny because I mess around with that for making a game here. And my whole goal is like,
they used a placeholder image.
Yes, they use a placeholder image.
Gotcha. And then later
you could
replaced it. Gotcha.
So I think that's the kind of thing that I always like go nuts about, because from like a language perspective and just a coding language in general, I'm like, yeah, I want to do all that. But like, I am not the best artist. So there are definitely things that I'm just like, oh yeah, I need a tree. Like make a tree. And it's just like, there's a tree.
Yeah.
And I mean, we could argue like all day and night about the ethics of it, the environmental impact of it. But I always wondered, I'm like, if I came out the gate and I was like, hey, look, I'm going to make a game that is AI generated, but it's also going to partially be a documentary. So not only can I make this thing, but I'm going to show you how dumb and how difficult it is and the importance of people in making games because of how many times I just bang my head against the wall arguing with the server somewhere. It's like it's not even a real person. And I'm just like, I could walk up to an artist and be like, hey man, I need a tree, but I just need it to have a weird branch that's like this. But to describe that and constantly argue with like a computer over generating that and have it generating 85 different images to try to get the wrong, like it's so crazy. And I feel like eventually you're going to kind of get a split thing. It's kind of like steroids in sports. There's going to be people that are just like, yeah, I don't care.
Right.
As long as the game is good and fun to watch, who cares?
Yeah.
But it's such a hot topic right now that it's really hard to like.
Yeah, because you hear about it like all over the place.
Yeah, and I agree with Griff. I'm like do you legitimately think that EA or Ubisoft care that some like keyboard warriors are like, ew, you used AI, generative AI.
They're gonna get paid either way.
No, because
they're not gonna listen.
People are still playing those games.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like the thing they just discovered, I think that was in Call of Duty. It wasn't there was stuff in Battlefield, but in Call of Duty, so Activision did the same thing. It was achievements. It was banners for achievements. So like if you got certain types of kills or whatever, there's a little picture banner. Mm-hmm. Well, people were like, "Hey, those are generative AI. Like Call of Duty's canceled." Like, do you think they care? And the same thing is too is like
to make their job easier.
And if you were an artist, is that the dumb shit you would want to waste your talent on? If somebody is like, yeah, I need you to make 50 of these banners for things that nobody's ever going to look at.
Right.
Like, you think the artist is going to be like, yes, I'm fulfilled and do it, and take their time. They're going to make whatever bullshit to kind of get that pumped out. So it is like such an argument of, I don't know who this is benefiting or who it's really hurting at the same time. And you can argue artists all you want. I'm going to put my soapbox away so we can change topics. But I've way too much to say on this topic that we could have an entire episode on the impact of AI and gaming.
No, because you're right. Because like, do video game developers owe something to artists to make their things? No.
Well, and what if I'm making a game and I said the same thing and I said, I'm not an artist. I can't make art assets. I don't know Blender. I don't know any of these things. So I'm going to boot up Unreal Engine or Unity and I'm going to go to the asset store and buy a shit ton of assets of things I didn't make.
Right.
Like, you could go like, hey, well,
basically just do the copy and paste. Yeah.
Yeah. And they're going to go, well, at least the person made that. And it's at the same time, it's like, Yes, but like look at the asset store. There's 8 trillion trees on that asset store. Like there are absolutely artists who made 3D rendered trees that have never sold a single copy of that.
Right.
Is that any more fulfilling or worthwhile because that person made it versus like yelling at a server? So it sounds like I'm like extremely pro AI, and I'm not saying that I am. I absolutely see merits on both sides of that, and I think it's a much deeper argument than just black or white, or yes
Right.
we have it, no we don't. Like there's a world where that can all exist together. And
The only time I wouldn't be okay with is if it's used deceptively.
Yeah.
oh sure, that's what I mean. I would rather have Ubisoft come out and go, yeah, all of our loading screens we use generative AI. And
Yeah.
do I care? Like, who's sitting there being like, hell yeah, loading screen coming up, baby? Like,
Right.
you know, nobody cares. Like,
Right.
yeah,
Like that's
use
when
it
you
on
check
that
your
stuff.
email.
Yeah.
Yes. That's when you scroll TikTok for 30 seconds because our brains are rotted.
Right.
Yeah, it's like nobody cares about that. It's like
Yeah.
I would rather have an artist working on the things that actually matter, making very interesting characters, you know, doing real interesting world building and
It's
lore and all those things.
you know what? And talking about that kind of reminds me of back. I haven't done it in a long time, but I used to collect the
Great for
Magic the
bad guys,
Gathering
man.
cards and stuff from the 90s and like the first like 5 or 6 generations of when um Magic the Gathering came out, almost like how D&D was. You can literally see the signatures on the pixel art or on the card. Yeah, they probably took that one painting or something like that and mass produced it on thousands of the same cards so they have the same copy, but you can actually see going back to the cards from the 90s to the cards now. Yeah, artists might have did something a little bit different now, but back then it
For
was
sure.
like that old, artistry type of whatever, and you can see the feeling of the original stuff as to something that might have been used for some other type of engineering now for the cards from nowadays. You know what I mean? So I can
Yeah.
see the appreciation of the older stuff and the way artists want it to be, but then I can also see the fact that hey, this artistry is so much easier. We could probably pay people tons less. It's easier for us and it lines our pockets. So I could definitely see both sides of the coin with that.
Yeah, I agree with Tark in the chat there surrounding, pay adjustments because of AI. I completely agree there. I was just thinking about Pokemon cards where you talk about that too. The original like first gen Pokemon cards, how there's like actually hand drawn or painted cards that
Mhm.
they use those images for. But yeah, no, I mean AI in games is a thing to be discussed. I feel like if you're going to use it, just be transparent about it.
Yeah.
I still make the argument, not that I'm even remotely claiming to be a game designer, but for people in my situation where it's like, yeah, I want to make a game, but I can't afford to get 30 years of knowledge on every aspect of game design. I can't say, yep, this is how engines work. I want to build my own engine. This is how, graphic design works. I want to do that. Here's how animation works. Like for a one person team, even a 2-3 person team, it's invaluable to have
Yeah.
a tool like that at your side. I think it's bullshit for a company like EA to be like, hey, we make billions of dollars and we have teams of thousands of developers, and yet we're still going to use this thing. But I would rather them use it on load screens or achievement banners than be like, hey, generative AI, make Call of Duty 8. And it just
Yeah.
go, brrr,
Literally.
like,
Here's another soapbox for you there, Shadowloos. They
uh-oh.
said games aside, they're going to ruin millions of gallons of water for the AI data centers.
Hey, if there's, I'm going to dox myself here, but welcome to Wisconsin. Every single township, I'm not aware of anywhere that is next to water that is not getting attacked by data centers trying to offer billions of dollars to these little townships
It's
of
everywhere.
1,000, 2,000, 3,000 people. Yeah, I know it's everywhere, but Wisconsin and Minnesota, we have insane amounts of fresh water. We have lakes everywhere.
Yeah.
I'm right next to one. I'm in the middle of Wisconsin. I got one a mile away. Like, they want them everywhere. I agree with that. That's why I said you can have the arguments around environmental impact and shit too. Like, there's there's a lot of reasons to not have it as well. And I'm not taking sides on any side. I see all of that, and I'll form my opinion in one way or another. But it is bullshit. Yeah, there's a lot of environmental impact stuff. I wouldn't want one in my city. You know,
Yeah.
it's tough. We need to find like the place in the United States where nobody lives, and then you're just like, yeah, go build a data center out there. You know?
Well, the problem is those places are deserts.
I know.
Yeah.
I lived in one for 30 years.
They have no water.
Apple's about to build their own giant data center there, you know? I don't know.
Yep.
I'll see you later, Tart.
Pull it out of sand. Definitely.
Yeah, I know. So yeah, I was thinking about, you know, to get back on track, the other games that I was kind of looking for, a lot of the ones that actually have like dates are smaller ones that I've been following for a while, like Mouse PI for Hire.
I'm so excited about that.
I'm really excited
my
for
God.
that. You talk about the power of art made by an artist, right? It's like Cuphead, Mouse PI, all of those games look amazing.
Yeah.
And then I know, did you guys ever play or even hear about the game Mortal Shell? I feel like I was the only person who ever like heard about that.
I feel like I've heard that name, but I don't know anything about it.
So they announced Mortal Shell, and it's very much so like an indie version of like, I would say it's like a weird hybrid of like Dark Souls and Bloodborne. Like stylistically, it feels like those, and it kind of plays like that. It's a very like dodge and parry kind of, you know, game. But it has an interesting take of like when you die or like an enemy hits you, like your soul kind of like leaves your body. It's almost like a shell there. And you go back, you have to go back through the area that you were in with like extremely low health, with like basically no weapons, no items, as this kind of like soul character, and jump back into your shell to where you can pick up like the fight. But there's also other like dead characters that you sort of find through the story that you can jump into their bodies, and they play entirely different. Like there's, you know, much more like tanky characters that are slower moving, do a lot more damage. And it was a really pretty game, but it flew crazy under the radar. And they announced Mortal Shell 2 just recently. I didn't know if it was ever going to make money, but they announced Mortal Shell 2 recently. It looks really, really good. And then the last one, which I'm really excited for this year, is Super Meat Boy 3D. That looks so freaking good.
Super Meat Boy 3D?
Yes. Have you seen that?
No, I haven't.
I got a trailer for it.
But I didn't look up anything for it.
Here, can I share? Can I share my screen? Is that possible?
Yeah, just click the present button.
Do they allow like oh yeah, I can do a window. Okay, yeah, so check it out like here.
So it's not going to be side scrolling platform, it's actually going to be 3D, or did they Oh, okay.
Yeah, you'll see it. It's kind of cool. Whenever there we go. Yeah, okay. So this I muted the trailer so you can see it. But it's like Super Mario 3D World,
dude,
but it's Super Meat Boy. Yeah, I'm super excited about it. It looks like it's going to be a ton of fun.
That's
I'll be
crazy.
playing that for sure.
Okay.
I could certainly see like certain aspects of it being disorienting, where like a 2D version of this game might play better.
Yeah.
But overall, I mean, like the blood trail and everything is really good. It looks like it'll be a lot of fun. So I'm pretty psyched about that.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see the references too, because you know the games have astronomical references to all of the games that we grew up with.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, even the characters are just kind of fun, and then they sort of have their own universe of characters across a couple different. Because like Binding of Isaac is like the same developers, isn't it? Aren't they the same guys?
I think it might be.
So yeah, so there's
I'll be playing this for sure. 100%.
Yeah, I'm totally excited about it. So that's on my list. Did they even tell? Did they tell when it's coming out? Does it have a release date? I'm not sure. Oh, here, coming early 2026.
Oh, so it's supposed to be coming out soon.
Wow, look at that. Xbox PC, Xbox Cloud, Xbox Series XS, and then Game Pass and Play Anywhere. There you go.
Oh boy.
So as long as you got you buy it
March 31st, 2026.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah. I was gonna say these are all the other ones. So this is like Mortal Shell. You can tell it's like it feels very like Bloodborne-y with like the design wise and stuff.
Ooh.
It's very like medieval,
Dude, that looks
very
good too.
Dark Souls-ish, and that's like your shell thing. So when you kind of get knocked out of your body, that's what you look like. But then you can kind of assume these other warriors' bodies and do a bunch of stuff. Like, I don't know. The first one was definitely like a good proof of concept, and so I'm hoping they build on that a lot with the second one. Like, it just looks cool. I don't know. Maybe it's
That,
just me.
that's awesome.
No, that does look pretty decent.
Yeah, it does.
And then I don't know. Do you guys want to see Mouse PI? We were
I,
talking
dude,
about it.
I've seen everything
So I've
Mouse
seen,
3
I was gonna say
got
I've
higher,
seen
but play
something
it.
about this midway through last year, but it was almost like a teaser trailer.
Yeah, this game's gonna be
Yeah.
so good.
Yeah.
They now have
yeah,
like
dude. I'm definitely gonna get
extended
this
play. They definitely have like extended play trail. Like, there's another one that I saw that's like an 18-minute. Like, here's how the game plays and looks and stuff like that. But
No, this is about to be
I'm-
fantastic.
what a great concept! Like, this looks so much fun.
And
it's-
the use of the like rubber hose art style
one. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
is just
Yeah,
top tier.
it definitely has that kind of like Cuphead rotoscoping,
Yeah.
feel to it. But it's very smooth, and I don't know.
feel like they tried
very-
coming out with. I feel like they tried coming out with something like that before with the whole
Ooh, that's
Bendy and
March
the ink
2.
machine.
Yeah,
because
that
my
one's
kids
coming out
were-
very soon.
My kids were heavy into the whole Bendy and the ink machine stuff. And the gameplay kind of feels a little like that, but not as like really great detail like that is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's super clean. Like,
Yeah.
it's super smooth. So yeah, that's like, I don't know of any other really big titles that are like for sure coming out
So
that
this
year.
isn't a really big title, but it is something I'm excited for. They're releasing a new MMO this year. It's called Monsters and Memories.
Okay.
It's supposed to enter early access late quarter one, I think. But it's made by people who were fans of late 90s, early 2000s MMOs.
Okay.
What's it called? Monsters and what?
Memories.
Monsters and Memories.
So it's very heavily influenced by like EverQuest.
Right.
Oh, I can tell just by the font.
Yeah.
just by looking at the font. Is it kind of designed as like a
Chaos is
I don't want
here.
to say demake. I don't want to say like a demake, but like it's meant to look like the older MMOs.
Yes.
Oh yeah, I can
Yeah.
see by the concept art. Like, it looks like EverQuest for sure.
Yeah. Very
That's kinda
excited.
cool.
for
That's kind of cool. Okay, yeah. I'm such like a time crunch guy now that there are like definitely MMOs that interest me. I just don't know that I have the time or energy to like make anything useful out of one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, go ahead.
that. You just do it though. Like, you don't have to dedicate tons of time to it. I play RuneScape like 2 weeks a year. I just play it
And
for
then
really
he-
hard for
he-
2 weeks,
he
and then I
leaves-
put it down and I
Leaves
forget.
and then picks back up again.
Yeah.
And then
yeah, exactly.
something brings it back to the forefront of my brain. And then I'm
That's-
like, oh, I need to go play RuneScape right now.
That's the story of my life with Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. It's like I need that game to be beat now. And I had no idea, but I will say I think my favorite feature of the PlayStation 5 is that it tells you the percent of like how done you are with the campaign.
Yeah.
Because yeah, I think I recently saw that I'm like 68% done. I'm getting there. I'm close. Like, I just need to finish it up.
So there was another
So-
game that came out that I think was available on Game Pass as well that I saw a bunch of different people playing, and it looks beautiful. And the fight style is the turn-based, that Expedition 33 or whatever that they came out with. I think that's what it was called. That looked pretty great. That came out I think last month or the month before that.
Okay.
That's another RPG slash whatever turn-based RPG that they came out with. But like I said, the graphics look absolutely amazing. I just don't have the time to put into something like that anymore.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
that's
yeah.
where I struggle. Recently, family time. It's been like Stardew. Like, when we have time after shit, we play Stardew. The one that I finally, and I bought it because it was cheap. It was kind of my Christmas gift to my friends, and I'm like, I'm just buying everybody a copy of this because it was on sale for like $20. Is Space Marine 2, Warhammer 40K Space Marine 2,
yeah.
and which is uniquely a 3-player co-op game. So I have 2 other friends, so it fits perfectly to, be a 3-player co-op. I've absolutely been enjoying that. I'm curious to see what is going to change through the story, because so far the first 2 or 3 levels are kind of the same repeat enemies, same kind of repeat tasks. I'm curious to see how that's going to evolve a little bit. You'd still play WoW if you had time, Griff. WoW is one that I always enjoy going back to every 10 years. I will go back. I will spend a weekend in WoW, and be like, oh yeah, this is all kind of cool, and then I just log off and I don't think about it again. But I always get an itch. I have a random off day where I'm like, I could sit here for 4 hours and just run around WoW. I don't want to do anything in it, but like, I'll fly to all the different cities and just look around and see all the cool stuff that I didn't go through.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it says Final Fantasy 6 is still around, Slow-Mo.
Final Fantasy 14.
14.
14.
Gross.
Oh, I'm sorry, 14, yeah.
Yeah, not for me, it's not around. I deleted it off my computer.
Oh, did you? My cousin, did I ever tell you about my cousin who played that game?
Mm-mm. It was fun for like a week and a half. And I was like, this is very repetitive. And like, I it's not even that it's repetitive, because RuneScape's repetitive too. I've made like 100,000 arrows one day. But it was very questy, and I like just being able to do whatever I want.
Yeah.
So my cousin was first he was a massive Final Fantasy 11 player. Like he played that like it was a job, and 14 came out and he stuck with 11 for a really long time, and then he got sucked into 14, and he hit a breaking point at one point where he's like, I'm spending too much time with this. Like, I need to nuke this so I can't be compelled to come back. So he went to all of his guildmates, he went to all the people and was just like, here's all of my high-leveled armor, here's all my money. Like, he dumped everything. He completely stripped his character, got rid of everything. And he's like, now I won't come back because I know I just have to grind and do all that and the amount of work that'll take. But I still have the collector's edition for when that game was first launched, because it was relaunched.
14.
If you don't know. And God, was that a shit show. But I always got so pissed off because I got it for PC, which, I think at the time it was only on PC. And one of the things that comes in this is, where is that? So there's a diary, which you're supposed to like track your journey in there for whatever reason. And one of the things you send in a, it's like a letter thing that they've got, and they're supposed to send you back like a passport. It's a rite of passage, and it's like an official like Square Enix kind of like certificate. It looks cool. I sent mine in. I never got it. They never sent me one. So that was I was like, God dang it. Come on. But yeah, the launch of that game was an absolute disaster, in my opinion. It was so horribly launched. So they handled the reboot in the best way. They did. I mean, A Realm Reborn was pretty freaking awesome, which I have. What I loved about that is that it was available like on everything. So right. I played A Realm Reborn. I got to test that out at E3 before it launched, and then I bought it promptly on the PlayStation 3 when I got home. But yeah, man, Final Fantasy 14. I haven't thought about that game in many moons.
I have the Final Fantasy 11, and then I have the special edition, the steel box of Final Fantasy 12, actually for the PlayStation 2. But I didn't pick up anything else between 12 and then my sister got me 15 when it very first came out that year, and I think I played like maybe 2 hours of it. I enjoyed what I played, but it just, I don't know, it didn't hold my attention.
So I'm always curious about that. I know we have some time left, but I was thinking about that with Square Enix, because I don't know if you guys saw that in the news recently, that they're like getting ripped to shreds by their shareholders, because basically the company's like losing money. Like, the only thing that makes money in that company is Final Fantasy 14, and that money is basically being used to prop up other projects in
Right.
Squeenix, and then those projects aren't doing well. So it's just this kind of repeat cycle. And I'm curious from your guys' perspective on what do you think Squeenix could do to come back to like with a fury? Like what could they do to be like, oh hey, yeah, we're a main. I hate to call them not a main player anymore, but boy, does it seem like they, or like
Well,
became hyper niche.
they came out with so many other different series, and sometimes just the one-offs back in the day. It's like, what are they mainly coming out with now? Either they can come out with another addition to one of the series that they were doing before that wasn't like Final Fantasy based or RPG based, because they did do okay with those, but it's like I feel like if they really want to show people that they're still into it and they still care about what people feel, and they're, as consumers, they could maybe come out with something, um and really bring it back to the bare bones of what their company was supposed to be about, and really just focus mainly on the player. I know there's so many different types of players that we have out there, but I don't know, maybe just kind of take a step back and, I don't know, regroup.
I I I think that's kind of my stance on it too. Is it's like I feel change the name back to SquareSoft not until they start making SquareSoft level games, Griff. Like
Right.
if they're making SquareSoft level games, and you know what? Maybe that's a reboot they need. Maybe
Maybe.
Square Enix is like, yep, we lost our
They
way.
did
We're
so
going
many
back to
amazing games
basics.
as Squaresoft, yeah.
Screw it. We're SquareSoft now, baby. And then yeah, they stop glazing FF7. I think they need to finish that modern trilogy, and then they can finally say we're not talking about Final Fantasy 7 anymore. Ironically, you know what I think would be great, and I'm curious if you and Chaos would be interested in it, Griff. What if they made a Final Fantasy 7 turn-based game? What do you think about that? Like a Final Fantasy Tactics, but Final Fantasy 7. Maybe a whole new story, whole new people, just that universe, the FF7 universe. I'd be
Maybe.
totally down for it. I'd want that. But yeah, it's like I wonder if there is yeah, come on now. I wonder if there is a world where they would just kind of say like, yeah, we're gonna dial it back, like just hit it home with the series that we actually do well with and make sure that those do amazing, and we're not going to take a shot for a few years on random side projects or smaller projects. Like we're just not going to do that.
Yeah.
We need to focus on what works. Yeah, I'm not sure. I hate to like that's another one of those things is that I would hate to corner the creativity of people that actually work in my company to be like, sorry, don't be thinking about new exciting things because we're not going to do that now. Like you're gonna have to keep beating a dead horse.
I'm trying to think, did Squaresoft have something to do with the Front Mission series?
Was that Squaresoft or was that Age Tech?
I know G-Craft had something to do with it, but like I thought maybe Squaresoft might have had something to do with it as well, but
Oh yeah, Square Enix. Were they the ones that did they actually do the remakes or the remasters, or did somebody else?
I'm not
Hey,
sure.
it was released on my 5th birthday. Front Mission 1 was released on my 5th birthday.
Yeah. But they did, I mean, a lot, obviously a lot of the original RPGs, like Chrono Trigger was good. The Secret of Evermore was pretty good from back in the day. I remember playing the hell out of that.
Here, Chaos said the industry in general is kind of in recycle safe ideas mode right now. Why indie games are taking over the market.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And for me, like, why I like indie games is because they're like passion projects. People put their heart and soul
They
into those
actually
games,
do, yes.
and they end up being really good. Just nobody talks about them.
Well, a perfect example, like Cuphead was one. What was it? 2 guys that got together, 3 guys that got together, and literally did everything within reason of what they could do, without,
Same thing with Hollow Knight and Silksong. Both of those were made by 3 guys in a basement in Australia.
Yep.
So is Stardew. So is Stardew Valley.
Yeah.
I think there's a world for both those things to happen, right? Like you could both things could be true. You could say Square Enix and Konami and Sega and all these companies, that have a bunch of stuff could sort of regress and say, "Yep, we're only going to focus on, these three franchises and we're going to make them awesome and that's just what we're going to do." While also like indie games are still around making great stuff. Like I don't see there being a world where an indie developer, a team of three guys, is going to be like, yeah, we're upending Call of Duty. Like you don't have the horsepower, the marketing. Like I don't see that as possible. Like you could still have
Yeah.
those big budget AAA massive company published games, as well as a bunch of great indie games. Like all of that stuff can live in a great ecosystem.
Well, and I think, in my opinion, there's one developer that
PUBG
actually
did for a
kind of
minute, and then Epic said, "Screw you guys, we're making Fortnite." But yeah, go ahead.
yeah.
Sorry.
There's one developer that I kind of feel like still, you know, touches on both. Like they're a major developer, but they also, their games are like Naughty Dog. Like all of their games just feel like they put everything they had in those games.
Yeah.
Yeah, but even Naughty Dog is, I mean, that's Sony.
But I know, but I was saying like that's one major developer that I feel like, kind of has it right.
Feels like
So-
they kind of stuck with, thinking about the player.
I think there's still a lot of companies that do that, though. I mean, you could look at you could look at a lot of them that were absorbed by Microsoft too, and to say like, id Software, I think knocks it out of the
Mhm.
park with Wolfenstein, and I
Wolfenstein,
mean that's
the
a little bit
Doom
of
games.
Bethesda, but
Yeah.
but they knock it out of the park with the Doom games and Wolfenstein, and Bethesda's been on the rocks with their mainstay IP for a while, but I think it's like there's a reason why Skyrim's been released 10 times. It's like it's a
Yeah.
good game. People play it and they like it. Like they invested a lot of time and money into that and they made a great thing.
Oh yeah.
Activision is like that too, all of those different things. I'm hoping some of these companies that break off because well shoot, Bungie got bought by PlayStation, didn't they? Bungie is
Yeah.
now a Sony company. Okay.
Mhm.
I'm curious to see what the hell they're going to do with that. And then,
Nothing.
yeah, probably.
PlayStation does with everything. Nothing.
Which that was going to be the last. Like maybe that's a good end point here because we've been touching on it a little bit, specifically like hyper fixated on Square Enix. But one of the things that I kind of had is like, what do you guys think the current state of the big three are of Nintendo, Microsoft, and PlayStation? And maybe that's a loaded question, but
I mean, it's tough, especially with the fact that they have that Steam machine that's supposed to be coming out sometime soon as well.
well, and that's what I find really interesting with and I think this is why Valve is doing what they're doing because people are like I'll hear people say like, God, Xbox is so stupid, like PC all the way, and I'm like, a PC is that's an Xbox. It's an Xbox. Like Microsoft has PC. They are
Right.
PC gaming. Whether you're using Steam, whether you're using what is it, Epic's what is their thing called? I don't even remember what it is. The people who make Fortnite. You know what I'm talking about though?
Yeah,
Yeah, I
gaming
can't-
launcher.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah,
something.
they've got their own thing. Like it's still Microsoft. Like you have to use a Microsoft machine in order to play those things. So like I think the Steam box or the Steam machine, as well as the Steam Slate, like I think that's Valve's attempt to say like, yeah, we don't want to be PC. We kind of want to have our own thing, and double down on Linux and everything else. So I'm curious to see what they do. I think I don't know that the Steam machine is going to be a real big competitor just because of I think the price is going to be a lot more expensive than people are expecting.
Oh,
be
absolutely.
completely honest.
Absolutely.
Um,
I'm expecting it to be close to $1,000, if not.
Easy in my opinion, like totally. I think there's some folks that are going into it and be like, yeah, I definitely am going to pick one up. It's going to be $4.99. I'm like, yeah, right.
Hell no.
Like,
And
there's no
then-
way.
So literally, because Steam has exclusive titles from both Microsoft and Sony, it could be one of the ways of being done with the whole console wars thing, because literally, I mean, the only thing I think the only thing Steam doesn't do is the whole Nintendo games, but
Oh yeah.
And
unless
that's
it's
what keeps
unless
Nintendo alive.
yeah,
you know?
and I feel like we enjoy Nintendo stuff because it's a lot more family friendly stuff, but like hardcore gamers, they might dabble in Nintendo a little bit, but Microsoft and Sony are the two big ones, and will be for right now, unless something chops their legs out from underneath them.
Well, and that's what I think is so unique because Microsoft, in terms of Xbox, is leveraging themselves as that, like, hey, we don't give a shit if you use our console or not. Like, that is not our goal. Our goal is that you can play Microsoft games anyway, however you want to play them.
Right.
Even if that's on a PlayStation 5, even if that's through Steam. Like, their goal is just to sell software and have a subscription service. Like, that's the value of things like Game Pass,
Yeah.
which I still, again, not to like hype up Xbox because it's got its own problems, but Game Pass is still like an undeniable value compared to anything that Sony, Nintendo, and Steam doesn't even really have a competitor in that market. But like, such a great value to just be able to play all these giant AAA games. And if you don't like one, no harm, no foul. You just try a different one. Sony, I'm really curious about because for years I say they coasted. That might be an unfair, biased way of putting that. But I feel like they coasted on having these big narrative games like God of War, like Last of Us, like Spider-Man. And I'm stuck here sitting like, okay, what else?
Yeah.
And I think their answer to that was like, hey, Concord. And then it's like, oh, there's 800 mil gone. It's like canceled within less than a week. So I just like, it's like, what is Sony doing? Like, what do they got behind the scenes? Astrobot is the best thing they came out with in the last 10 years, if you ask me. But I want to know what's going on with Sony. The Switch 2 launch was kind of flat. Yeah,
It was lackluster.
We had Mario Kart World and we had Donkey Kong Bonanza, but I also kind of argue that I think people's expectations of a console launch are out of whack now. Like, companies are not seeing these as yep, we're drawing a line in the sand. We're killing previous hardware. Here's this whole new hardware and all these brand new games that only work for this piece. It's like, no. They're like, this is the Switch Pro. We just put a 2, we dropped the Pro and put a 2 on it.
Right.
Has a better screen, better controllers, feels nicer, feels like a more premier piece of hardware, and it can play better games at higher resolutions. It's like Nintendo knew what they were doing. It was they basically gave us the thing that we were asking for.
Yeah.
Is it something crazy, new, and innovative? I don't know. I mean, one controller has a mouse in it, but I don't know that it's like revolutionary in that respect. But it's also something that I'm like, this thing's freaking great. I wish we had this, 7 years ago.
Absolutely.
And they also were smart with it too, because now they can charge you money to upgrade your games to the Switch 2.
Yes.
Because like if you own the Switch 1 version of a game, you can get the Switch 2 version of the game for like $5.
Right.
And that's not even a bad like indie developer model.
That's not bad,
Like,
but like at the same time, I've also read that you're not even. I got to double check it, but like my son, I got him the Switch 2, and I know we're supposed to be wrapping up here in just a minute, but me and my girl, we got him the Switch 2 for Christmas, and it's like just looking at the things they have available. I gotta do a little bit more research, but having a hard copy of the game, supposedly now it's like, correct me if I'm wrong, it's not even like the cart anymore. Like, apparently you're paying for a key card to download it, and you're not like, if you don't like, if their servers go down and the key card is obsolete,
that's everything though.
Yeah, so it's like it's
that's
tough,
every
man.
console now. Like
Yeah.
like you pull any PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox Series X game off your shelf, it's a license.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of what that's kind of what I've been saying. It's the unfortunate reality, which is kind of crazy because you look at like Xbox One titles or even PS4 titles, some PS5, a good chunk of those games still have the game on the disc. But if you buy a brand new game and you put it in your console, what's the first thing that it does? It goes, hey, I got to download a 70 gig update.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
What do you think that is? That's a newer version of that game than what was on that disc.
Yeah.
And basically the reason why it's giving you that is because it's like, oh, you obviously have a disc, like you own this game.
Right.
So we're going to give you the best copy of it. But the Switch 2 is like, it truly is the difference in that model, in that here's a cartridge, there's nothing
on it.
Nothing on it except a DRM code basically saying you can download it, and here you go.
And
if
then
you
when
don't
the
have that
servers
cart
finally
anymore,
go down, however many years in the future, guess what? You're shit out
it's
of luck.
gone.
Yeah.
So it stinks. It's hard not to. It's hard to put a blockade on purchasing Nintendo stuff, because just their quality is pretty damn good. Let's be real, their track record's not bad. So it's hard to say like I'm done with Nintendo, but
because they have that corner of the market. Like anybody can play, most Xbox games or PlayStation games wherever they want. You can't do that with Nintendo.
Right.
Nintendo games have to be played on a Nintendo. So like they own that corner of the market. They have IPs that have been out for 40 years.
Yeah.
I mean, they're not going anywhere. And there's nobody to try to get rid of them.
That's why you just stick with the classics, baby. Got my analog 3D right here.
Nice.
Gonna play some N64. So,
well, I think that was a good first episode back. It was great to see you guys, man. We had some great discussions, man. Is there anything you guys want to kind of finish off strong with? Any other thoughts that you guys, anybody in the chats?
Any questions?
Any questions? Yeah, we've been gone for a year.
This isn't a board meeting. I mean, we don't have. All I'll say is, it was good chat. It was nice getting back here, and then
absolutely.
I think in the future, I don't know that every time we're gonna sit down here for an hour and just kind of like shoot the shit like this, but I think you'll start to see some more segments kind of like peek back.
This was just us getting back and getting
in the groove.
Yeah, getting in the groove and just kind of talking about what we've been doing for the last year. So we'll have Slow-Mo brought up. We're still gonna try to do our gaming trivia that we were doing before. We'll see if we can. All three of us can kind of come up with some stuff with that. We'll be doing some gaming news, some thoughts throughout the weeks, and some other segments that we all would like to kind of touch base on. So we'll see what happens. I'm excited for the future.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm much more laid back for sure.
Oh yeah, and if we just happen to play a game and we beat it, then we'll talk about it. So you don't have to do that. You don't have to do that. Oh, also,
and you know what?
Do you want to tell people about the once a month Slow-Mo segment?
No.
Not yet.
Talk about it next week.
We'll talk about it one of these weeks.
Talk about it one of these weeks. A couple other things in the works for us, but yes, definitely. But yes, we appreciate you guys being
maybe
here,
more races too. If
Right.
there's any interest in races again.
Right.
I'll just have to beat Slow-Mo Donkey Kong, a second time. That's fine.
There you go. But anyway, I guess that's going to be it for us. We're going to go ahead and call it a night. We love you guys so much. Thank you guys so much for being here. As always, stick with us next week, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7 Central. Right, Shadowloo? 7 Central?
It sounds good to me.
Yep.
6 p.m. West Coast.
West Coast.
-12 in Mumbai, India. I don't know how we go.
Nighttime.
Yeah. Whatever time it is where you are.
That's
Google
right.
it. Google's free.
We're just live all the time now. I think we figured it out. We're just, depending on where you are in the world, we are always live. So
Right. So
okay.
Right.
All right, that's going to be it for us, guys. We love you so much. We are out of here.
Yeah, we are.
See you.